ahead, Coco.
Cinnamon.
Coco.
Cinnamon.
Coco. What opener do you have for us today?
How do you feel about being touched?
Being touched?
Yeah.
In general?
In general, yeah.
By whom?
Just how comfortable are you with being touched by people, and how
okay. I used to be very touch averse, but I warmed up to it, and now I'm very touchy. I love giving people hugs.
Okay. Hugs, handshakes, shoulder rubs.
Yeah, just tapping people on the shoulder, how are you? I don't want to give people the wrong idea. But I like human contact.
Where do you draw the line on platonic touching? Where is the line there? And then where's the line?
When they grab my crotch. That's not platonic.
I think
that's not platonic, baby.
I think that crosses the line.
If they credit card swipe my ass crack with a karate chop hand, that's not platonic.
Who is karate chop handing your
dude? Okay, this was gonna sound really bad. My little siblings pranked my dad. He was standing on a ladder, and they walked right up to him and stuck their finger up his asshole. He had pants on, but it shocked him. It made him mad. He was like, but they giggled about it, and I would have never done that.
Okay,
to a parent.
Do you ever? It's in a few different anime, but I was exposed to it through Naruto. But have you seen that?
Oh shit! The cat just ran into his mic stand and it smacked his face with the mic.
Yeah.
Was he silent or was he silenced?
I think there's it's either a game or something that kids in Japan do, where they'll essentially finger gun into a different kid's ass. It's a thing.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
So it's not too controversial.
Well, yeah, I think.
But it's more of a childish thing.
I know there's there's something going on there that's it's part of the culture, the boys' culture, but
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. But yeah, I was exposed to that through just Naruto.
Okay.
But yeah. And then okay. So, but yeah, where is the line? Obviously, you've mentioned a couple things that are way outside the line.
Okay, yeah. I was being facetious, but honestly, there are some female friends I have that are straight that kiss their girlfriends on the lips. They'll post on Instagram each other kissing each other on the lips, and that's a normal thing. I swear to God, they're very very typical femme straight woman. There's no sexual energy at all. It's just a cute little peck on the lips. And how
do you feel about that?
I don't feel any kind of way about that. I honestly don't even think about it until it's very apt for this conversation, right?
Is that something you feel comfortable doing yourself?
With friends?
Yeah, just with friends.
I'm trying to imagine a friend I would be comfortable. I think it's because I have dated women that I feel like I would be sending a different message to the world.
Yeah.
If I was so comfortable in my own skin and I didn't give a fuck, I'm sure nobody would really think anything of it. They'd be like, oh yeah, they're friends, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, a part of me would be like, oh yeah, dude, really, what if people are weirded out? I don't know. But, I don't see myself doing that with any of my girlfriends.
Okay.
Any of my like I've told you the way I feel about a lot of my girlfriends. It's oh, that's one of the girls. That's one of my girlfriends. Not
okay.
I'm interested in them.
How do you feel about? Where do you draw the line on hugs and cuddling and so on between friends?
I'm not a big cuddler between friends, but I do have friends, friends that I've had really deep conversations with that are really they call it a cuddle puddle, and it's it's nice. I don't think there should be a big taboo around friends cuddling.
Okay, fair.
I would cuddle my friends more. I would full on spoon my friends more, but I think it's just how do you initiate that without sounding weird?
Yeah, no, I get you, and I think I'm on the same page. It's funny because in the past I have cuddled with people who I thought it was just friend vibes, and
Are you a little heartbreaker?
well, so like especially like high school, not really.
Oh yeah, high school.
Not really. A little bit in college,
Mm-hmm.
where it was just like, we're just chilling, watching a movie. We're just, it's just chill, whatever. And then you find out, like, what you thought was friend vibes was apparently sending wrong messages, and just like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude, I don't swing that way. I'm sorry.
Oh, with a guy friend.
Not well. One instance with a guy, a couple other instances with girls.
Would you swing that way now if it was the same guy? No. His tits aren't big enough.
I think even now, like, there are definitely some friends that I'm like cool enough with. I would be fine just like, I don't know, watching TV or whatever and cuddle, and it's just completely platonic. I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as everybody is on the same page.
Right.
Kissing though, I don't think I would kiss or peck any of my friends. I think that's probably like on
Some
the
cultures
other
that's totally normal for guys to kiss.
Yeah.
Just a little smooch.
Maybe like I think certain friends, like I wouldn't mind like maybe kissing them on the cheek. Definitely not on the
Yeah,
lips.
that's really cute. I think, who did I kiss on the cheek last? I've had this overwhelming, like, as I get older, I just feel like a motherly aunt figure, and I kissed someone on the cheek. I can't remember who it was, and it totally wasn't weird to me, even though that's something I would have never done.
Yeah.
Like
so
years ago.
I think I've gone through moments where like I've been touch averse.
Mm-hmm.
Hugs definitely. I feel like they're like green light.
Yeah.
On those. At least from my end, I'd be like, okay, cuddling is fine, but there needs to be like as long as the other person is also cool with it, and there's like openly like this is just a friend thing, and then yeah, maybe like a peck on the cheek or something is like.
So you're more worried about them having feelings for you than like them thinking you have feelings for them.
I don't think anybody has feelings for me, but I don't want them to assume that I have feelings for them when I obviously don't have feelings for them.
Yeah.
That would be my concern.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about them having feelings for me. I doubt that they feel that way. But
why?
Because I know pretty much where all my friends stand in terms of like, they're all very much upfront about usually who they're dating or seeing or wanting to date at the time. So I'm like, I know where everyone is at pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is hiding any sort of feelings towards me. I don't think that's the case at all.
Kitty,
Katie, why are you so annoying?
oh, he's so pitiful.
Yeah, why are you? For the audience, if you can hear the cat, he's just meowing in a very pitiful way, but then also getting all caught up in the wires and cables.
It's not about him. What do you have to say to the audience?
Kitty, you have the mic. At least
You have the mic. Now you can speak.
But now he has attention too, so now he doesn't want to say anything. He got what he wanted.
Actually, just going to ask, it popped into my head, how many of these fics do you think are actually genuine versus humorous? Like the previous episode we did, like Dennis does self, like sucking his own dick. Like, did he genuinely get off to like writing this story about him sucking his own dick, allegedly? Or like, was it like humor? Like, I can never tell sometimes because
I think
everyone has a different read on things and feels differently about all these kinks and stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't want to even try to spitball a percentage here, but
Yeah.
I would assume that the majority of it is serious.
Yeah. Do you feel any type of way like finding humor in things that people meant to be serious.
I mean, I feel like that's real life too.
Yeah, true.
Like, people will go out and get heartbroken, and I'll just be sitting there trying to contain laughter, just because your dumb decisions led to heartbreak. Wow, how how sad.
Damn.
I have no sympathy for stupidity sometimes.
Damn, are you talking to me?
I was not talking to you.
I'm cutting that out.
I was not talking about you. There are other individuals who
Call them out. No, I'm just kidding. We don't know.
we're not calling people out. But those of you that are listening that we know,
I'm not crying. I have allergies.
you know who you are. I am talking about you. And this is very much a shout out. Come on our podcast, defend yourself.
Yeah, state your case.
State your case.
Slut Shack is gonna turn into like attacking people for their slut behaviors, and they have to defend
Oh
themselves.
no, I love slut behavior. Kinks, sluts, fetishes. We're
pro slut.
we're pro slut.
Don't get us wrong. We
We're-
might laugh at these stories, but we'll be thinking about them later.
But repeated stupid actions done over and over again after you've been warned that this will lead to heartbreak. That's what we're against.
well, you know what they say.
And then I find it funny when you get your heart broken.
You
We
know-
might cut all of this out. By
yeah,
the way.
we're probably gonna. But I'm just gonna say this. You know what they say? You go back to them until you hate them. That's what they say.
You know what they also say? If you do the same stupid shit over and over again,
Insanity.
and expect something better to happen, you're stupid and insane. I'd like to keep it at stupid, not insane, but yeah.
Okay. Now that we've sufficiently talked past the cutoff point,
Oh, well past the cutoff point.
beep. I'm just gonna replace that whole section just with beep. Okay.
I think we can keep parts of it.
Parts of it.
We'll go back and re-listen to it.
We'll like 10x speed it so that you can't even deconstruct any of the content.
And we're back.
What are we talking about again?
Sniffles is still
I'm struggling. I'm fighting for my
Sniffles
fucking
is
life.
struggling. Sniffles still
Bro.
has not read the story yet. Neither has I, but we still need to read the story.
Bro, I can hardly keep my eyes open. That's how bad I'm having an allergy attack right now.
Okay. We're gonna
But you know what? We record this podcast rain or shine, sniffles or not, eyes glued shut or not, even if you have pink eye. Test.
testing.
Okay, we good.
Are we good? We Gucci. Man, this is right up against my mouth over here.
You like things right up against your mouth.
I don't mind them. You know, I have this really bad habit of like, it's very easy for someone to just feed me random shit because I just subconsciously just will open my mouth when things get too close to it. And so it gets me in trouble sometimes. No one's ever done that with anything, sexual, but just,
When has it gotten you in trouble?
Oh, I've eaten like the grossest vegetables just because they got too close to my face and I just wasn't paying attention. And so like Brussels sprouts and other crap. Actually, I don't mind Brussels sprouts
will
anymore.
get you in trouble? Why?
No,
Give you the farts?
no. I'm just. This is a flavor thing. This is not a.
Oh, it got you in Flavor Town trouble.
Sure.
You got kicked out of Flavor Town. Coco, what are we reading?
Cinnamon. We are reading a fic.
We already read it.
Okay, we have read the fic. We have commentated on the annotated the fic.
We have commentated on the fic.
Commentated on the fic.
Baby voice.
The fic is
The luckiest woman on the continent.
the luckiest woman on the continent. No more baby voice.
Not the whole world, just the continent.
Well, it's because they're on the continent in The Witcher.
Well, I don't know The Witcher well enough.
I've only watched the show.
Is it like
I read the
Skyrim?
first couple books.
Oh, no, Skyrim's a country, not a continent.
Yeah. Skyrim's also on a continent.
Fuck.
Anyway, they're on a continent. There's multiple countries on said continent, but I don't think it covers the whole world.
In The Witcher.
In The Witcher.
Okay. This fic is called "The Luckiest Woman on the Continent" by Oh No, My Breadsticks. Oh no, I dropped my croissant.
Yeah, so Oh No, My Breadsticks is the author. This is from Archive of Our Own, AO3 for all the hip folks
in the know.
This was published 2021. I want to say February 16th.
So
2021.
not too old.
Not too old. Few years.
The summary, shall I read?
Read the summary for us.
The summary says, there's no way Triss and Yennefer weren't going to fool around a little bit when they found a spell that conjured mind-controlled tentacles. After all, they deserved a little bit of pleasurable magic.
So the running theme for our comments throughout this whole fic, many times, both Cinnamon and I, me being Coco, we wrote the word hot as our comment
times. Yeah,
many times.
I don't want to spoil this fic, but I feel like I'm going to rate this chili the highest chili peppers of anything we've
this
read.
Fic, for lack of a better word, hot.
It was short and hot, and like they said in their notes, it's about time I wrote WLWPWP. For those of you who don't know, that's a lot of letters. For those of you who don't know, WLW stands for Women Loving Women. It's a blanket term to describe basically women who are into any other women. There's another term called sapphic, which also describes that. PWP, we had an Urban Dictionary, and it's plot. What plot?
Yeah, there is no plot here. It is straight smut.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
And it is hot. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot. So, okay, so, you know, like the summary said, Triss and Yennefer fooling around with mind control tentacles. That's all you need to know about this fic is that's fuck
the plot.
With mind control tentacles.
Yeah.
And
it opens with Triss completely nude. And I said, well, that was quick.
Yeah, there is no lace.
Or
silk.
Start with like all this like, you know, background and shit, and there's a story and a plot. But no, this just starts with her just completely nude, laid out.
Honestly, I would not mind us reading more PWP stuff. This was actually really fun.
Yeah, this might be what we're going for.
I don't want to deal with half of the story just being random plot that A, makes no sense, and B, I don't care about.
Yeah, it doesn't contribute to the smut. Except,
yeah,
like when we read, when the Scrub Daddy Duolingo one we read, the whole plot was that they went up to an elevator and went to his office.
Yeah,
I guess there's like situational stuff that can come, situational like stuff. Being trapped in an elevator.
Mermaid one, they were like, oh, they're taking care of each other
because they went on a hike.
They went on a hike, and they're cute, and it was like a relationship bonding kind of context.
Yeah,
so if it's relevant to the story or relevant to actual character relationships, I'm fine with there being some plot. I just don't want too much plot in my smut. I just want to get. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But this one was perfect.
Gets right into it. And it says, today there is no lace or silk to be undone, and no matter how gorgeous her girlfriend looks in lingerie, Yennefer thinks she prefers this sight after all. And I said, ooh, they together to her girlfriend.
They are together.
Baby voice. They're together.
I don't... Again, not super familiar with The Witcher. Audience, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this is a real couple out of the show. I don't think these two characters are ever
canon
as like a romantic couple. But this is hot.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, the passage that I highlighted here was Yennefer is thinking she prefers this sight after all. Like this, she can drink in every curve and plane of Triss's body. And my comment here was very geometric because
we keep referencing our conversation about
elf ears and other ears.
And I said I like them because they're pointy, because I like pointy geometric shapes more than curves. So every time, like, we saw a Jeep on the road today, and I said they're bulbous and ugly, and
we saw square donuts the other day.
Square donuts.
And we were talking about how geometric those were.
Everything comes back to the elf ear conversation. So the fact that curves and planes, her body's really every 3D object can be dissected into curves and planes and edges and all that shit.
And some of them are attractive, while others are not.
Is a square donut more attractive than a circular donut?
My bigger question is a square donut easier or harder to eat than a circular
I think it's easier because you start with the corner, and then the corner bite produces little more corners that you bite. I love biting corners. I love biting ears. I love elf ears. Wait,
you just want to bite the tip of
just the tip. I also said today that why do we have round balls? Why don't we have cube balls and make that a sport? We can invent a sport.
Just go start tossing Rubik's cubes at people. Just chuck them at them.
Hey, juggle this. I was going to say something bad.
Say it. Say it. We'll cut it out if we have to. Bleep. We may bleep that.
Yeah, bleep.
Okay, back
this
to
episode needs heavy
heavy editing. Back to the story. They're about to find out if a little magic could help answer that question. What was the question? Oh, come on, how much better could life get?
Yeah, because her girlfriend states, yada yada, brown skin like constellations, yada yada, lost in the dimples of her cheeks, yada yada,
swallow the breasts, yada yada. Ooh, reaching out a hand to squeeze Triss's ankle gently.
You're just reading the whole fic at this point. We're not even going to the highlighted passages.
It's such a good fic.
It is. Like, it's really packed. Dense with good content.
Oh no, my breadsticks. If you want to write a custom fic for our show, please send us some content at slutcheckx@gmail.com.
Oh, they said, oh no, my breath stinks. Not, oh no, my bread stinks.
My breadsticks.
Oh no, my bread stinks.
Okay, now I'm going to the highlights and sections. Ooh, here we go. This one, Cinnamon commented, hot. And the passage is, insatiable temptress. She scolds gently, and Triss bites her lip and winks, not looking in the least bit sorry.
The lip biting.
The lip biting. Oh, that is sexy, actually.
And saying insatiable temptress.
I do like some lip biting. Okay. Is the image of someone biting their own lip more attractive, or is someone biting someone else's lip more attractive?
Someone biting someone else's lip, obviously.
You biting theirs, or them biting you, or two completely non-you people?
Ooh, I'd be into both of it, but I more so imagine me biting their lip.
But would you be into them biting your lip too?
Yeah. But usually I think about me biting their lip.
Okay. What is it about biting their lip that that you like?
I don't know. I like.
I don't know that I like. Okay.
I take a bite.
Yeah. We've learned that Cinnamon likes to bite ears, bite lips, bite tips.
Careful. I do not like that.
What is this next comment you have in here? This is so cottagecore lesbian.
Oh, yeah. Listen to this. Taking a deep breath, she finally takes the plunge and speaks the words aloud of the tentacle spell. Drawing on the chaos all around her and all around their little cottage, in the garden outside, in the forest just a few yards away. And I said, this is so cottagecore lesbian. Like, I'm all for it. The, like, forest imagery, the cottage, like... If I ever get married, I want to get married in the woods, and it's gonna be an elven fairy tale cottage core.
Dude, you should see my Pinterest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it all
That's
cottage
all that,
core?
like all that. Yeah.
That's my shit.
I have so many pins.
I love that shit. I love that cottage core shit. Oh, next is yours.
Yeah, next is mine. She draws it in, feels it takes shape, then opens her eyes to find a whole host of tentacles. It's exactly what the spell is supposed to do, but seeing it feels surreal. There's a whole host of them. They can do so much with this host of tentacles.
I really liked how they put it that like the spell did what it was supposed to do, but seeing it feels surreal. Like they're actually putting us like in the world of like magic. Because I think other fics or writing in general takes for granted how amazing magic is.
Yeah, I do like that they play up the magic-y part of it. I'm gonna skip a comment because I thought it was kind of funny. They are like the tentacles are magenta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like Yennefer is so entranced by the sight of the magenta. Yes, magenta. Apparently the spell had gone with whatever color she most fancied tentacle.
What color did you imagine them when they were talking about conjuring the tentacles? Because I imagine them a different color, not magenta.
What color did you
No,
imagine
you
them?
first. I'll say mine after you say yours.
I kind of honestly imagined them almost like a purpley gray almost. Like
That's kind of mine, but more like a deep like dark purple. And it's probably because we watched that movie last
we
night.
watched the movie last night.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Siren of the Deep?
Like the animated Witcher.
Yeah. I was thinking that color.
Yeah, that spoiler alert. The octopus demon whatever creature thing.
We can't spoil it. It's too recent.
Yeah, we can't spoil it.
Sirens of the Deep is the name of the movie, but there is a giant.
There is a tentacle that's covered like dark purple gray.
Yeah, but that was essentially the color that I was initially thinking.
Mine too. Did we get was that propaganda? Did they put propaganda in our minds on the color of tentacles?
I don't know.
What color do you think
we did go from watching a Witcher movie last night to now reading Witcher
characters are hot.
character is.
Geralt, Yennefer, this other girl, what's her name again? She wasn't
she was in season 2, I think.
Triss. Yeah.
Or maybe she's been in the show.
Was Yennefer even in this, or was it just flashbacks to Yennefer?
It was just flashbacks to Yennefer, I think, in the movie.
I
think we're giving too much away for the movie.
Oh my god, it's spoilers,
Yeah, spoilers. If you haven't watched the movie,
watch it now.
Watch it now. Okay, going back. The texture of the tentacle. Okay, here we go. The texture is smooth and wet, the pressure firm, and she shivers as she realizes just how wonderful this would feel sliding somewhere much more intimate. Fucking perfect.
Fucking perfect. What do you think about cussing like that to show emphasis? Because they did that with the word damn at some point too.
I think
she's so damn pretty.
I think when used properly, I feel like cussing and all of those words can enhance the story. You can't overdo it though. There has to be a good balance.
I think this author had a great balance in general of a bunch of things. They have great taste. Because usually that sort of thing would annoy me, but like this story just flows so well.
Let's see. Okay. Takes a few tries to figure out, how to move the tentacles and everything like that. But soon enough, the room is full of little gasps and moans as Triss is suddenly covered in eager touches. That's hot.
Hot.
And, who wouldn't want to touch Triss like that?
I mean, I'm more of a Yennefer girl myself, but this is all about touching Triss.
I'd be into both of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We have 2 tentacles caressing Triss's breast, fondling, tugging. There's a lot going on here. A nice tentacle to keep her girlfriend's mouth occupied, pushing it in just far enough to give her something to suck on, but not so far as to choke her. How do you feel about that?
I'm not really into it. I'm not really into
gagging.
Yeah, no.
No. Are we gonna talk about your comments here?
What? What's my comment? Oh. Okay, I'm into gagging if it's fried calamari. I said I want to be stuffed with fried calamari right now.
That was hilarious. I thought that was really funny when I saw the comment.
Thank you. I'm here all night.
All night. By the time Yennefer slides one tentacle into Triss, one tentacle inside of Triss, she can almost feel the relief pouring off of her. And so we're finally into the penetration.
Boom, penetrated.
Boom.
That's what your comment said.
And then Yennefer briefly laments that the spell doesn't include a way to transfer the sensations of the tentacles over to her. I thought that would be really interesting, like feeling.
So she can control them, but she can't feel them.
She can't feel them. But I feel like would that be more like sensory overload, or would that be hot to be able to feel everything the tentacles are feeling?
I think it would be hot. It would be hotter to feel them because, like, at some point you get used to it, right?
You just got to build your
baseline for sensory whatever.
Interesting. Yeah,
it's like VR headsets.
You can't feel anything with the VR headsets.
No, but it feels like you're in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like even like cheap headsets, like it does something to your brain where you're like you feel like you're in it. And like when I would be walking around and stuff in VR chat, there would be like an obstacle in front of me in the world, and I would have the sensation that I'm like gonna trip on something in front of me.
Would you want more like haptic feedback inside of like a VR game?
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's that one girl that does a lot of like Skyrim VR and Skyrim mods. I forget her name, but she has the googly eyes on her VR goggles. Have you seen this girl?
No.
I'll send you some like reels or something of her. But
Kitty, you're playing with my toes. What are you doing?
Hey, quit playing with my kitty.
You're nibbling on my toes.
Kitty, come give me love. I miss you. We're calling him Zuko.
Okay.
Come here, Zuko. Come snuggles. Come snuggles, mama. I loves you. Come here. Yeah, good boy. That's my baby. Okay, anyways, what? Yeah, it doesn't transfer the sensation of the tentacles over to her.
Let's see. Okay. But Yennefer could stand here and watch Triss forever. She's a picture of ecstasy, writhing and shifting under the ministrations of the various tentacles, just on the edge of overstimulated.
Okay, so she's not on overstimulated.
She's not overstimulated.
She's getting there, though.
She's getting there. I think Yennefer is controlling it so that she's just on the edge the entire time.
Oh, she's edging her.
She's edging her. We're not going to talk about your comment there.
Why? Wait.
Unless you want to go over your comment there.
Oh, well, I just wanted to highlight this passage.
No. I'm talking about the previous comment.
Oh. Oh, to the overstimulated thing. I said,
yeah.
I just do this to make Coco laugh. I said, me overstimulated at the TV during football season. This passage says, Yennefer wants to just eat her up, kiss across every inch of skin, drag her lips and teeth along one pert nipple and then the other, and she concentrates on imitating these fantasies with the tentacles, increasing the speed of the two working Triss's clit and hole until her girlfriend finally comes with a shout, shaking and gasping through her high. I said no comment, just highlight. I think the part I liked was she just wants to eat her up. Kiss across every inch of skin, drag her lips and teeth along one pert nipple and then the other. And then she concentrates on imitating these fantasies with tentacles. Like, I like the, attention to detail they have, and, not just, pure fucking, but, actually, taking their time and stuff. I think that's very WLW of them.
Yeah.
At the end of the story, the writer commented that, they have never written WLW smut before, and I said I'm impressed because, it reads like a well-written WLW smut. I think.
No, I do appreciate the attention to detail. So, I mean, I think you've read a lot more WLW smut than I have. What would you say is more defining I guess, factors of or like common things in WLW stories that aren't present as much in other stories.
Oh, that's a good point. I think I'll have to think about that. But
or if, audience, if, you have ideas or thoughts about not just WLW, it can be other, different categories of stories that you read that you feel like, do really well in certain areas. Let us know either in the comments or, I'm going to plug our email again, slutcheckx@gmail.com.
I think something I was expecting with regard to tentacle porn, I thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, like a giant fucking tentacle, like, ripping through them and like fucking them. I thought that's how it was going to be, like much more.
This is more used as a toy or a tool.
Yeah, like since it's much more sensual than I thought it was gonna be, and I really like that. Like, I think that's a good word. Like a lot of the at least the WLW stuff I most enjoyed, which I'm biased, has been more like sensual stuff. But I just generally more like the gentle and sensual stuff versus like ramming it into them. Blah, 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 blah. That's kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
You want to take the next passage you highlighted as hot as well?
Can you read it? I'm kind of dying with allergies or a cold
worries.
or something here.
Yennefer removes the tentacle in Triss's mouth, but not the one in her hole, leaving her full even as her body fully relaxes. The way she gasps in air, but doesn't ask for it to stop, tells Yennefer all she needs to know about how much she still wants more.
My only comment was hot.
Yeah. Yennefer finds herself crawling onto the bed to claim a taste of Triss's lips. Her girlfriend pliant and loose below her. She loses herself in the kiss. Everything but the slide of their lips and the murmur of breath pass between tongues, fading away into the background. And once again, Cinnamon's comment here is hot. But my comments in here was also, I mean, obviously hot. But how do we feel about pliant as a word?
I said, what is she, a plank? Plank from Ed and Eddie? And then Coco didn't know who Plank from Ed and Eddie was.
I don't know Plank from Ed and Eddie.
So I pulled up a photo. Please, if you don't know, Google a photo of Plank by Ed and Eddie. It's this little wooden plank with like cracks and splinters in him and shit. And they drew eyes on him and a mouth. And they carry him around everywhere and take him on adventures.
I need to watch Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, we should.
So I get that that's what pliant, but like in my head, I was thinking almost more like a.
Oh my God! Look at the cat. Sorry, he's big chilling.
He is chilling. He has never let me like pet him for this long. This is.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry. Oh, about pliant. I was like thinking more like almost like compliant was the word kind of that went through my head, because she's like, Triss is very much open here to Yennefer doing whatever, right? Like
yeah, pliant is like bendy.
Yeah, so there's obviously a level of trust here and enjoyment here, which I think is very sexy.
Yeah, like she's just like bending to her will.
Yeah. Which is
sorry, it's not very sexy that I'm blowing my nose on the mic, trying to be quiet. I'm just gonna let it rip. I can't hold it in anymore. Please.
Yennefer's subconscious then apparently starts to wander, and the tentacles inside of Triss begin to move. She gasps and bites at Yennefer's lip as she's startled by the sudden burn of pleasure, hands fisting the sheets.
There it is, the biting at the lip. I think that's all. That's it. I just said hot.
Yeah, she's biting Yennefer's lip.
See, I'm easy to please.
Easy to please. Her sweet voice rising with each clever press and each slick thrust. The remaining tentacles trail across her skin, and by all the gods, Yennefer could swear she's glowing. Her freckles like a dusting of stars.
I said, how poetic. Freckles like a dusting of stars. Like Stardust. Have you seen the movie Stardust?
No.
Oh, that's one of my all-time favorites.
What is it about?
It's about this girl, Yvain, who is a star who's turned into a human woman.
Oh, interesting.
And this boy, Tristan, goes to retrieve her to present to this woman he wants to marry. He wants to give her the star. And
Interesting.
that's all I'll say. And it's a very grand adventure Tristan goes on.
Okay, we'll have to watch this movie. We'll add it to the list
It's very fantastical and cute.
We'll add it to the list of movies to watch.
Oh yeah, let me do that.
Okay. Back to the story. Yennefer loses herself in Triss's pleasure, and it's not until Triss's hand squeezes at her leg that she remembers her own. So Yennefer is completely like lost in Triss's pleasure. She is like focused solely on Triss, which also I feel like is really hot. Like it's not just that like Yennefer wants Triss to be satisfied, fulfilled, and all that, you know, which I think is very attractive in this kind of setting.
Yeah, it is. Like she's focused on her completely.
Yeah.
See, that's like it adds to like the sensuality. It's like, you know, she's not just focusing on herself getting off or anything. It's like she is fully enveloped in Triss's experience.
Not for long though. Yennefer's feels this warmth between her thighs, and swinging her legs over to straddle her girlfriend, she calls another tentacle from the edge of her vision to join the rhythm of the one fucking Triss, lowering herself down onto it with an eager groan. She's so wet already, she can feel herself clenching eagerly around the length as it slides inside.
So they're both feeling it like a double dildo. You said, does this count as masturbation? Either way, hot.
Well, I couldn't tell if this was like a tentacle is fucking Triss and then she's essentially controlling another tentacle that fucks herself, or how this...
Well, she's controlling it, but she doesn't feel the sensation, like the tactile sensation from the tentacle. So it's almost like she's using a dildo.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. And since it's all in unison, then this is like a...
It's kind of like a...
It's kind of like a double dildo.
Kind of?
Kind of? We'll go with it.
I thought it was interesting at this point, Triss is at the mercy of 3 main tentacles. Where are these tentacles? In her perchina, her mouth, and her butthole?
I thought the one in her mouth came out already.
So where are the other 2?
I think
they're touching her nipples?
They're touching her nipples. I think there are two for the nipples and then one inside her.
Okay, that's...
I think that's how it is.
You know what? That makes a triangle. That's geometric, baby. 3 points make a triangle.
Any 3 points would have made a triangle there.
That's the beauty of geometry. You'll learn this later.
Oh, gosh. Because Triss is looking up at her with pupils blown so wide, they almost eclipse the auburn of her eyes, and Yennefer's never felt more wanted.
Oh, wait. I didn't even read my comment at the 3 tentacles. I said, damn, bitch, save one for me. And then you put the tired emoji, which looks like moaning. Okay, anyways.
You want to read your comment on the passages that I just read, though?
Oh, yeah. I said, damn, need me a freak like this. Just like feeling wanted, you know?
You okay, bro?
No, I'm fucking dying with this cold / allergies.
Zuko's over there just playing with his springs. And
I know. I'm getting overstimulated.
Zuko, you're going to fall.
Oh, Zuko! No.
For the audience, Zuko slipped a couple steps on the stairs.
He got the spring. He secured the spring.
Oh, he's in the cables.
He doesn't know what a spring is. You have to say spring.
Her first orgasm of the night hits her all of a sudden hard enough to make her cry out.
Boom! Back to the fic. Her first orgasm.
Her first orgasm.
That's so lesbian.
We hit the first orgasm.
This is only the first orgasm of the night.
Oh yeah, there's multiple in this sense. In this whole paragraph, there's a second pleasure, more like a gentle tide than a tsunami. Yeah, it's only. Oh, okay, yeah. Then they lie together, catching their breath and feeling the beating of their hearts echoing against one another. It's only when Yennefer feels Triss's fingers stroking through her hair that she realizes the tentacles have gone, her total lack of concentration breaking the spell. Oh, well, they aren't needed anymore anyways.
I said hot aftercare.
We are fans of aftercare.
Yeah, I like the fingers stroking through the hair. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I do like the whole coupley feel that they have. Like they're obviously girlfriends, right?
Yeah, like I like when they care about each other.
Yeah, we like some care, compassion. We don't want anything.
I want to feel wanted.
Yeah. Oh, and then Yennefer, being the insatiable temptress that she is, according to Triss, realizes with a burst of pleasure that she's just in the right position to nuzzle against Triss's perfect breasts, making good on those fantasies from earlier. And she's just right back into it.
Wait, which fantasies from earlier?
I don't think they mention them. I think this is they're just horny all the time.
They're just throwing that out there?
They're just throwing that out there.
Now who's the insatiable temptress? Triss chuckles. Triss chuckles. Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm going to sneeze. Take it over. Take it away, Coco.
Take it over. Yennefer retorts with a smile, "You still love me." And Yennefer must be the luckiest woman on the continent because it's true. Triss Marigold loves her, and they have all the time in the world to explore every aspect of that love.
No, they don't, bitch. Love doesn't last forever. Just kidding.
Cinnamon is jaded.
Yeah. They have all the time in the world, but she's only the luckiest woman on the continent.
Maybe there are other witches on other continents.
She doesn't have all the time on the continent?
She has all the time.
Look, my eyes are leaking. I'm not crying, I swear to God. I have a cold. This is not allergies.
It's okay. We'll get through this cold together.
We could say this fic made me so sick. It was so good. It's so sick. It made me sick.
You could have just said it was so good it made you cry, but you went with, okay,
wait,
very
can I
different.
tell the story I told you the other night? Can I tell to the podcast? Oh, by the way, that's the end of the story.
Yeah, this is let's wrap up the story and then we can.
Okay,
I don't even remember what story you're talking about.
I'll tell you this story. Remind me about. It's so good. I cried.
Okay. Yeah, so I love your comment here. It says, "Love that it doesn't have to be rushed." Like, I appreciate that, that they're taking they're at it for the long haul.
Yeah, I love that they can just be lazy together and enjoy their time together. It's not rushed.
And yeah, that's our fic, The Luckiest Woman on the Continent. Cinnamon, you want to give us ratings?
I'll give it 4.5 chili peppers out of 5. I think that might be one of the highest ratings, if not the highest rating I've given. I didn't give it a full 5 because I know it's a one shot and usually they're pretty short, but I feel like we didn't hit that length to where it would have felt like a more finished piece. I feel like there could have been more exploration with the tentacles, a little more, maybe a little more description before they came, all that kind of stuff. But overall, a great read. Aftercare, great. The way they eased into it without, adding too much unnecessary plot and all that crap, that was great.
Okay.
So the star score, I'll give it 3.5 or 4 for pure entertainment value. I'll give it a 4. I'll be generous because I enjoyed it.
Okay. I'm gonna match those scores.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go 4.5 chili peppers. I was leaning between a 4.5 or a 5. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think a little bit more would have been good. I was hoping for a little more in terms of, I think, foreplay, I think. And even like once we get into like Yennefer, it felt like, okay, it was very, very one-sided almost, which I do like that sometimes, but there was like very little, I felt like Triss didn't do anything. Triss was kind of a...
Yeah. I wanted to hear Yennefer get more pleasure because I mean, in general, people connect a lot with Yennefer because she had a lot more airtime, I would say, than Triss in the show. Like, I don't really remember Triss much as a character, but I remember Yennefer really well.
Yeah, so I kind of wish it had gone a little more. Actually, I'm gonna no, I enjoyed the actual chili pepper part of this. So yeah, I'll go with 4.5 on that. Even though I wish it was a little more two-sided. And then in terms of the overall rating, like I said, 4 out of 5. I think a little bit more of, I think, Triss being more involved in the story would have been nice, and I think a little bit more exposition would have been nice. Yeah. So,
but sometimes pillow princesses are a thing, and like there's a lot of conversation out there around like pillow princesses and stone tops and stuff. Have you heard of that term, stone tops?
No.
Like they're a top, but they don't like to be touched. They like touching others, but they don't like to be touched.
Oh.
And so stone tops and pillow princesses go well together.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. Not saying that applies to this story, but pillow princess is not always necessarily a bad thing. It's just they need to find their pairing that works.
Fair.
And I think it's safe to say Triss was kind of a pillow princess in this. At least, or maybe, they could have been switching and it was just Triss's night to just take all 3 tentacles at once.
Sometimes it'd
be like that.
Sometimes it'd be like that. You just want 3 at once.
I want them in my ears, not on my nipples. Just kidding.
Okay.
My ear holes.
Your ear holes. Yeah, your ear holes have been an interesting topic of conversation lately, but we won't get into that in the podcast.
Help me, stepsister, my ear.
Okay, what are you gonna say about crying, laughing?
Oh, okay, so that's wrapped up. Okay, this is a fun little outro.
Wait. Sorry, wait.
This was
Luckiest Woman on the Continent by Oh No My Breadsticks on Archive of Our Own. It was a great fic. Please check him out. And now on to Cinnamon's story of crying, laughing.
Yeah, bonus story. Okay, I was in college and down at the dining rooms, I went with this one girl. She went to the stir fry station, and there's the chef. He was like, "Oh, like how spicy do you want it?" Like, usually you say on a scale of like 1 to 5 or like mild, medium, hot sort of scale.
Yeah.
It was something like that. But she looked this man dead in the eyes and said to him, "It's not good if I'm not crying." And they just kind of looked at each other for a second, and she realized she had fucked up. And that's my story. And we never let her live that down, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't let them live that down either. Because that could be taken in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, on that note,
I was crying at this story, but from my allergies or cold or whatever.
Do we need to find you a fic that's gonna leave you crying? It's not.
I can't remember the last time I read a story that made me cry.
I've read sad stories that have made me cry. I don't know if I've read
a fic?
Smut that's made me cry.
I definitely probably read a really emotionally charged, angsty, fic in high school that probably made me cry.
Aww.
Yeah, because that was I loved that shit. I ate that shit up.
Okay, we'll have to find you another one.
Yeah, just to feel something.
We'll dig deeper into the stories. But if anybody has any recommendations
that'll make me cry,
that'll make Cinnamon cry, please send them our way.
It's funny because one of my longtime friends, had a recommendation for this book that was her favorite book of all time. And she saw my Goodreads rating and I gave it 2 stars. So what? Some people might cry and be so emotional over. Some people aren't.
Honestly, whenever I recommend any movies, TV shows, books, that's like my biggest fear, that I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, this is like a 10 out of 10, like 5 stars. And then they're going to be like, dude, this is like 1 out of 10 at best.
That's why you have to protect yourself from all vulnerability and just be like, yeah, this was pretty good, even though it's your all-time favorite. So then you can't get disappointed if they just come back and they're like, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got to be nonchalant about all of it.
Yeah, bro, always be nonchalant. Just kidding. I've never been.
Yeah,
I'm very chalant.
I'm very chalant.
All right, are we ending this thing?
Yeah. On that note, this is Coco. And
this is Cinnamon.
And that was the episode.
Over and out.
Now it's time for some aftercare.